Question, community member, Joe Perez.
Thank you, Governor. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and Council, I stand before you today as a community member who grew up in District 1 and District 3. And I think you all need to understand that the fire in my heart and that courses through my blood and my veins for this community is the same that courses through yours. We all need to understand that we are all fighting for the same thing, and we need to be respectful to each other in that sense. And I have a few points that I choose to talk about today because I stand before you today as that person. I also stand before you today as the leader of over 1,200 community members and people and landowners because they want me to be their leader. I'm not their spokesperson, I am their leader. I also stand before you today as a community member and a registered voter who signed that petition and whose signature was verified. And because I stand before you today, I choose to tell you that those landowners all have copies of that Constitution. They have all read it. And today, to hear the communication from your lawyer about what that status is, the landowners do not care. They do not care about what a lawyer has to say. They do not worry about what a lawyer has to say because a lawyer is not a community member. The lawyer is not a person who has taken an oath, like you people have, to defend the Constitution, to support the Constitution, and more importantly, to do what the people of this community want to do. That is the oath that you took. It is part of that Constitution. And there are a multitude, there are hundreds and hundreds of people who have signed a petition who want you to take action. And the action that you've taken, you put forth a motion, February 20th, that you, this council, breached. You've breached more than once. Those signatures were submitted in September of last year. There was no regulatory process. You guys moved forward and put a regulatory process in place to verify those signatures. In this council chambers, you approved that. That verification process verifies the signatures. There is a section, and it was emphatically and continually told to this council that there is a section within that verification process for forgery. For anything that they believe breaks the law, those signatures will be removed and they will be forwarded on to the police department. Based upon what you're saying and what your lawyer is saying, that whole process has been breached because that's not what happened. Those signatures took 4 months where that election office painstakingly went through each signature and verified them. They verified those signatures and they presented them to you on February 20th of this year. Nowhere within the Constitution that we have, and I hope you have read it. If not, I recommend that you do, because nowhere in the 14th Amendment does it say that you cannot accept a presentation. Nowhere in the bylaws of that Constitution, which is the foundation of our laws, those bylaws are the foundation that give you the power that you have, does it say that you have the ability to waive any portion of the Constitution. It does not say that you cannot accept an initiative. You do not have that power based upon the Constitution. And the landowners and community members don't care what a lawyer has to say. They care what you have to say because you took that oath. They want to hear it from you. They don't want to hear it from a lawyer. You have got to understand that the landowners within the Pecos Road area, the smallest percentage that are registered voters is in District 1. 20% of the registered voters are in District 1. To the highest in District 6, which is over 70% of the registered voters, are landowners in the Pecos Road area and everything in between. They want you to take action. You have put forth a criminal investigation. Your police department's in here today. I've met with them and I've talked to them. They can tell you, I'm sure they've told other people in the executive sessions that you don't allow community members to be in about this public initiative. that there are two very different things. There is a criminal investigation and there is a public initiative, and they are not the same. If someone they believe can be prosecuted for forgery, they will move forward with it. That is a criminal investigation. The initiative itself is not anything that can be charged with. It can't be charged with forgery. The initiative is the initiative, and it must move forward. That is what the people want. And you sit up here and you should do what the people want. They signed those petitions. It was verified. It was presented to you. You should accept it. That's what the people want. Let the lawman be the lawman. Let them go stop the evil that plagues our reservation, the drugs, the violence, the murder. Don't let them go be signature verifiers. That process has already been done, and it has been presented to you. The landowners and the people that I lead asked me to be here and asked me to ask you to please take action. Make your motion. Second, move that initiative forward. Take it out of your hands and put it in the hands of the people and let them vote. That's what they want. They beg for you to do that. They beg to hear from you because you are the elected officials that they put in office. They beg to hear from you. They want you at their meetings. They want to hear from your mouth, not from a lawyer's. That's how important you are to them. That's how important you are to this community. And you need to do that. On Friday, April 26th, ADOT and the Highway Federal Administration released that EIS, that Environmental Impact Statement. Its conclusion is to build the freeway down Pecos Road and tear through that mountain. If you do not take action, the only people to blame will be this council. The no bill did everything they could. They got an election that was won and ignored. The landowners have done everything they can. They've fulfilled an initiative. They got signatures verified, and it sits in your hands. The record of decision is going to be made by the judge and jury, who is ADOT and who is the Federal Highway Administration. They are the judge and jury of that EIS, and they are going to say that they're going to build that freeway as it stands today, which is down Pecos Road, and they're going to tear through that mountain. And the only people to blame is you guys. It is 100% in your hands. Take action. Let your criminal investigation move forward. It's a criminal investigation because you guys as council, you do not have power to determine whether somebody's a criminal. The bylaws state that you create the police department, you create the prosecutor to do that. This council does not have that power based upon the Constitution. Let the lawman be the lawman and do his job. Do what you're supposed to do and take action, please, or that mountain's going to be destroyed.